Hello, friends. So, you guys were asking, and here they are. These are my results for my Viome test, and let's go through them. So, this is what you can also download the app on your phone, but on the sidebar, once your results become available, these two tabs will pop up. And so, you can see your results, you can see your microbiome overview. And so see my metabolic fitness is low and my inflammatory activity is average. And you can learn more about each of those. Then your gut ecosystem. So I have average microbial richness and then microbiome activity. So on the second tab over here, you see my microbes, and the B is for bacteria. The P is for probiotic. And if you scroll, I just want to draw attention to, I have two viruses that showed up in my gut. The first is a pepper mold model virus. And so I've known for a long time that I do not tolerate bell peppers well. And this is definitely a contributing factor to that. And the other one's with tomatoes. So tomato mosaic virus. So those are the two viruses that are showing up for me. And I also don't tolerate tomatoes. So it makes a lot of sense. So this, will show you all the different little bugs that show up in the stool sample that you will have already sent in. And then it shows you recommendations, and these are going to be more food related. So they are broken down into 4 categories: superfoods, enjoy, and minimize and avoid foods. They are as they sound. And then it goes into a lot of like other general recommendations. But my foods to avoid are definitely interesting. And so you can see these are unhealthy for my gut health and biodiversity, and will contribute to inflammation in the body. And we know inflammation leads to leaky gut, as a contributing factor in depression, mental health, chronic illness, autoimmune disease. And then we can see that right here, that bell pepper that I was just talking about before. And it says your microbiome contains this virus, which is known to cause disease in bell peppers. So since plant viruses in the microbiome could potentially cause inflammatory symptoms in humans, it's recommended that I avoid bell pepper. Done. Already been doing that for probably 5 years. But some of these other ones are new. Coffee I cut out about 2 years ago. Again, intuitively felt that. Garlic was a surprise for me. I did not think that I would have any sort of reaction to garlic, or that it would be creating inflammation in my body. So this one's going to be a little more difficult. And the rest of these are a lot of cheese, goat milk, sheep milk, which I know can give me acne, but I was surprised to see so much of it on this list. Lobster, and then as we saw before with that tomato mosaic virus, the tomatoes showing up. So that's none of it's too surprising, other than the garlic probably. And then my superfoods. So we recommend you eat more of these. They're going to benefit gut health and biodiversity. This is cool too. If you're vegetarian, you can click this little box and it'll remove all of the meat from the list. I'm not a vegetarian, so I'm not going to do that. And so recommend we eat more of these foods. So like cilantro, amazing. I was pumped about this unsweetened cocoa. Especially, I can't tolerate like milk chocolate or anything like that, but some unsweetened, so no added sugar cocoa, I was pretty excited. Still got to do it in moderation. It's high histamine, and it does have some caffeine in it as well, and it's high oxalate as well. So these are foods that I'm going to start to hopefully incorporate more of. I just bought pomegranate seeds at the grocery store today. Some of them are ones I love, and some of them are like newer foods for me. Like I've never really dove into the sardine bandwagon. We eat radishes from time to time, so I do not like olives. I probably will not include olives, and I really don't like kale either. But again, I'm going to try to eat more of these foods. Next is you can go to all foods. So this is going to really break it down into all the categories. So remember, there was enjoy, superfoods, minimize, and avoid. I have a lot of enjoys, which is exciting, but I have some minimizes as well. So barley, which I do not consume. Let's see, some of my other minimizes. Cane sugar, which I cut out about 1.5 to 2 years ago. Again, cut all sugar out intuitively. I was surprised about cassava because I probably have cassava every day, which could also be why it's asking me to minimize it. So it's really interesting. And at the top, it's all alphabetical. So there's these other tabs. So there's vegetables. And my recommended serving of vegetables, so this isn't going off the like what like the my plate, you know, like the general like national recommendations. But for me and my body, I should be consuming the most vegetables of all the other food groups. So 7 servings per day, 6 out of the superfood and enjoy servings, and 1 minimized serving, if any. Then proteins and fats, 5 servings per day. Again, 4 superfood, enjoy, 1 minimize. And then my fruit and grain is lower. And so, again, that's not surprising to me because I don't really eat a lot of fruit or grain because they don't make me feel good. So there's that. And then your herbs, spices, and other, 6 servings per day. And there's some examples of what those are, like, I could have basil. So really interesting. And because I'm well, I guess I don't have like evidence to show this, but what this is kind of indicating is that I am a fast oxidizer and faster metabolizer, which is why vegetables and proteins and fats are going to be easier for me to digest versus fruits and grains. And then lastly, there's my supplements. So it will show you, okay, if you're going to go buy a probiotic at the store, look for these specific strains of bacteria. They're going to help support your gut. I personally am going to now supplement with a prebiotic powder to also support my gut health and hopefully get that like gut ecosystem a little bit more rich and some of my metabolic fitness higher, or at least average, and again, also decrease some of my inflammatory activity by eating according to this as a general guideline and supplementing with the prebiotics. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I hope this has been really helpful. It's fascinating to me. I think it's so cool, and it really goes to show that there's not a one-size-fits-all approach to healing your gut. We are all so different, and to slap a name tag or a protocol onto us without really looking at what's going on in the body could actually be harmful to your health. So, I mean, just think about that garlic. Like, how would I figured that out otherwise? So yeah, I'll let you guys know how I start to feel after implementing this. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Oh, I also wanted to show you, I think I can just go to their website, and I only got $100 off, but you guys can get $150 off this week. So you have, I think, like 8 more days if you do want to try this test. So it gets down to $249. It's normally $399, which is also pretty cool. I just happened to see that when I logged in. So if you're interested, go take advantage of that. It's just offered to anybody. So hopefully it's helpful, you guys. I love you, and I'll see you soon.